Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're doing a real quick hobbyist workshop. We got Riys from House of Reps. We have Angel over here at Infamous Exotic Reptiles, and myself, Joe, with Wildcard Geckos. We're going to be going over some husbandry tips. We got a good question the other day from Angel, so we're going to go over it. Now, Angel, if you can remind me, man, what was your question that you asked?
So my question was basically, uh, it was how did you add a certain feature? So when you were hovering over a gecko, it showed like an option or like a tab that said it said confirmed heads or something like that. I think it
Okay,
was in details. Yeah.
so right here, right?
Yes, exactly.
I
Yep.
got you. Okay, so you'll notice like confirmed hets, hatchling notes, parent notes, filial generation. These are things that I've
Oh,
added.
cool.
So the cool thing about husbandry is that it's extremely customizable.
Yeah.
Um, I'll show you how I did that real quick so you can kind of see it, and then we'll do a couple of them on here. We'll make some changes, and I'll put them back later.
Yeah.
So right here, if you go to settings, you're going to drop down to where it says custom animal fields.
Okay.
Okay. Now the
Mm.
cool thing about this is you could take certain settings out of here and never see them again. You could do that with just about every option on here. Um, but custom animal fields is right there. When I click on that, you'll see that I've got about 9 of them. Right. One of them being confirmed hets. So when
Mm.
I click edit, that's the screen you'll go on when you hit this plus sign on the top left. And I just put like albino because in your description it's going to have which albino, so you don't need to overdo it here.
Yeah.
So what I put, confirmed albino, blizzard, cinnamon, cipher, Murphy patternless, just the ones that are basic are on here. If there's more in the future, I'll obviously come back and add them later. And then you can see here that I chose the type of custom animal field would be a checkbox. Okay. You can see here that you have an option for a text area, which is like a big open box.
Yeah.
Then you have your radio and select. So you can select an option. I chose checkbox, right? So now I'm going to hit close and I'll go back and show you what that looks like. But right before you ever hit save, you can actually add, like, let's say this is important of a custom animal field. Right here, you can add it to your search filter at the beginning if you want to, but you don't have to do that. So I'm going to close this so it doesn't save anything. Um, and then also for notes, like filial gen, I put this one together.
Yeah, for like F1, F2
So you
pair.
got your P1 for parent one, then you got your F2, 3, 4. This is a project I'm working on. Reese knows what A1, M1 means. Little things like that. This isn't completed, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's so that later on I can complete it. Here I have a text where it's not a text area, but like a quick text, and it says INC days, which is incubation days. That's a little
Days.
like thing that I do
Yeah.
to track how many days they incubated, and then also offer that to anybody who buys an animal from me. Hatchling notes. If I do a holdback, I'm really like crazy with my identifiers. So my hatchlings that I make have a specific identifier, and if I hold them back, I change it up. So
Yeah.
I'll throw the hatchling identifier there so I can always find it. Projects, if you're working on any projects, things like that. Parent notes, I got those. This is stuff that matters to me. It doesn't, parent information. It doesn't have to matter to anybody else, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's just for us.
So now going over here to the animals, I'm going to pick this animal right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on him. So when you hit the edit button, this is kind of what it looks like when you're building a profile for an animal.
Yeah.
If you click, I'm going to go one screen back, right? If you click this little guy right there, it's like what is that, a settings
Yeah. Yeah.
emoji? You click it, and you can literally turn whatever you don't want on, you can turn it off. Like the feeding, all that shit, I don't use that. I know when I fed my animals. Animal type, I don't need it to say leopard gecko right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's done. Last fed, I'm never going to fill that out. What I want, and then also they move. You can move them up and down and reorganize them your way. So that's what I've chosen to do. Um, Here, I'll go back into edit. Excuse me. When you go view animal, and we're going to edit this one once it is done populating. You scroll down, you'll look for any confirmed hets right here at the bottom. You see how it's a little check mark?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So if this one I knew for a fact, like I bred it, this is a baby, but if I bred this and an offspring came out albino, I'll select that one there. And then somewhere up here, I'll put which albino I'm working with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one's like, for example, 66% het for Tremper albino. Right there, if I ever throw one, then I know it's 100% het for albino, right? So I want to select this. It's my own thing. You don't have to. Some people will say, Joe's doing too much. I got the parents' names right here. I didn't used to name them. I do identifiers, and then my daughter started naming them. I noticed that I would start associating the animals with the names better than the identifier, and it works better. So she kind of got me into that. So I put a box here. This is a text box, whereas notes down here and then future pairings here is a text area. See how they're bigger? So here, like I could type all day long, and then the next, line and the next one. So that's a text area, whereas the first one is just a quick text box. So the text box right here, that's the mom and dad, the pairing. And then you have your filial gen. These are your check marks as well, just like confirmed hets. Radio, I don't know. I've never used it. But you can turn specific things off. One of them that you can't is like default feeder item. I don't need that, but you can't.
I hate that. I'm not going to lie. I don't like that option.
Well, you enter mealworms once, and it ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times you tell them it does this, they don't do anything about it. So, excuse me, I just leave it alone. But that's basically how I do that, man. And you can, like, let's say there's something that's not on mine it matters to you. Keep in mind that no matter what it is, it's extra work. So, to go here and say, oh, I'm going to name some projects, I have to remember to select it. I have to remember my tags, whatever tags I'm going to use. You have to do that per animal, and you can't forget. It has to be in your head. So it's just how much do you want to work. For me, I might forget that this was a confirmed het, So I might put het for Tremper up here, but then 2 years from now, I still have the animal. I'm like, did I ever confirm that? I sure did, right there. Look at that. I also confirmed, oh, no, it's also Eclipse. You know what I mean? It's right there. If these are check marked, I know I did it.
Yeah.
So it's like talking to myself later on. But that's basically it, man. So for confirmed hets on Husbandry, that's how I do it. I love this app, man. If other people have it, whether they pay for it or not, you could send animals from the app over to them on an email.
Yeah, Joe's done it to me a couple times.
Yep.
It goes right to my animal list.
And it just pops up in your animal list like perfectly fine. Like
right up in there. Just
photo,
it's fine.
Every weight you've taken, everything. So
that's
got all of its notes. So you see here, I've got 218 entries.
Yeah.
But then if you come here, like this is my favorite thing. You go to like your sold.
Mm-hmm.
This is sold only 282. You go to archived. You got 401. Like it's got every animal, every detail you've ever, anything on hold. Everything inactive. Inactive is where I put, if it's important enough to me, I use the inactive folder and I make profiles for top breeders that other people have. So like, Brett over at Bayside has Jet. And I've got a couple of the offspring from Jet. He's got a profile in here. And like this one right here, 01 BCL, whatever that is.
Okay, so you'll make it inactive. So it doesn't take one of your animal spaces, and you can still see.
That's really
now,
nice.
I will say, if I only have 500 that I'm paying monthly for, or yearly, sorry, it's a yearly subscription, it does take one of those spaces. So I don't take up too many of these, but...
it does take one of the animal spaces.
It does, unless you archive it, you're paying for it. So
even inactive?
Correct.
Okay.
It's technically not archived. So here's like right here is Jet, right?
Yeah.
So I put, his name's over here to the right. And if you go look at my active folder, see, look, BG06 has his identifier, right? So if you were to go to my active folder, and then I was fucking around with the name that what's his name did, and I named this one Mr. Spiffy. He named one of mine something, Mister. I can't think of it, but you click on it, and if you look down here, BG06, the
Yeah, that's
profile
fire.
is actually
Great name.
attached. Now, the cool thing about inactive is you can make updates.
Mhm.
Archived, you can add photos for now. Before you couldn't, and then all of a sudden it's like there's like a loophole, and you can do it. I don't know if they missed something or what, but you can add photos to archived, but you can't change any other information. That's
Mhm.
why these ones are being paid for. Anything that I deem necessary enough to keep parent information, I
Yeah.
will. So, like, if it's my top line stuff, like Jet, to me, Jet is, he might as well be like one of the most famous
Yeah,
Bengals of the time,
yeah,
produced
seriously.
by Rudy at Bold and Bright, bought by Brett, and Brett's producing fire with it. So I got a profile for him because I also have Offspring. But yeah, so I've got about 38 animals that I keep track of, and I can edit these. So if he ever called me and said, "Hey, which he did actually, Jet threw an albino. He's het for albino. Thank you, man. I'll put that in the notes, and here it is right here. Het for albino, right? So basically, yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
So
Well, I had a question as well.
what do you got?
How did you make your labels? I know there's a label maker feature on here, and I tried to do it, but it got a little complicated, and I make my
Yeah,
own.
yeah.
So I never messed with it. But if you could show me how to do it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you have a Dymo printer?
I do.
Awesome. This will be easy in that case. So you're going to go to Utilities.
Okay.
I'm going to open that up, and you're going to go to Dymo printer labels. From there, the tape that I got is this one right here. It's 1 1/8 by
Mhm.
3.5. So it's number 30252.
Okay.
So I select that, right, and hit create. Don't hit create custom label. You want to go next. But in my case, I loaded it as a preset. So my preset is just Universal Preset Plus. See how it
Oh,
already selected
yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
So then you continue to the next screen, and because it's a preset, it knows that I only want these ones on there. But you can click here and select any of these other options. Just because it's a preset doesn't mean you can't add to it.
Yeah.
So you just want to use that one. You can come back and reference this video. I literally say the dimensions. So
Yeah, yeah.
now here's the trick. Right here from screen number 2, you see right here where it says Save Preset.
Mhm.
This is where you would do that, and you would name it. Once you do that, I'm going to go back to 1 real quick. You can't delete these. And if you can, I've never figured out how. So I only use Universal Preset Plus. This is all me practicing,
Yeah.
and
And
you
you can't
can't
take it
delete
out.
them ever. They're there forever. So just make sure you got it the way you want it. Back to number 2 here. I do animal name ID, descriptor, date of birth, and sex. The sex will be on the bottom right as a symbol, which is kind of cool. It doesn't take up a line. And then I will. So if I hit continue there, you always want to click this top button, highlight them all, and unhighlight them all. The reason being is it, for whatever reason, it saves the last ones you printed. So if you just think you're going to click on one, that's not accurate. You're going to click on that one plus everything else you already printed. So I always highlight them all and unhighlight them all. The other really kind of ass backwards thing about this is that this is every animal I've ever uploaded in here. See that 664 entries, right? So you have to know the animal's identifier, but this is where names come in. You have to have a list.
Yeah.
You can do this where you filter it to active only, which is great. So status, active, apply.
Mm-hmm.
But you literally have to do it that way, and then you come back down and it's only your active ones, right? So then you can click here and you got them in order from alphabetical order, whatever you want to do. So if I'm going to have, let's say, Arroyo's going, we're going to come down all the way to the bottom, hit continue, scroll up. There it is. Arroyo, identifier, what he is, and then the date of birth down here is where I'll take that and I'll have notes or another screen open where I can go double check, and I'll put, dad by mom.
Mhm.
I always put the parent's name. If I didn't breed it, like this one, for instance, I will put MS Farms. So I got this one from Micah. What
Yeah.
this does is when I'm pairing, I have a label right in front of me that says, hey, make sure you want an F2, that you want to do any inbreeding whatsoever with this animal, because sometimes it could be an issue if you're already at F3. A lot of people push it, you know. And also, it lets me look and say if I'm going to push for certain genetics, I want to make sure that they're not the same ones, because I happened to buy this other one 2 years ago. It's still a direct relative.
Yeah.
So, I keep in mind, I put either the breeder or the parents if I bred it. So that's how I do it. Once that's done,
Easy
Reese,
enough.
just hit print. This should pop up. You grab your printer here and hit print. So,
Yeah, it was easy enough.
boom.
Tutorial.
You printed out.
Boom. Takes
Nice.
a couple seconds. Do you use this one, Angel?
No, I actually don't.
Nah, we have the same
So,
one. I think you got the same one as me. The little mushroom.
who, me?
Yeah.
No, I never ended up getting it. So what I was doing was I was just going on the regular label maker, and then I would just print it out. And then so what I do is, which I'm probably gonna change the way I do it. What I do is I print it out like on a sheet. So I do a bunch. I print it out, and then I cut them, laminate them, put a Velcro. You remember, right, Reese?
It's a lot of
That's
work.
And nah, it's really not. It's really not.
hella
But
work.
I think I'm gonna do that, like,
Yeah.
'cause that's easy.
These little things. So over time, I spent time buying them up because they're like $13 and you get
Yeah,
12,
yeah.
and they're dry erase. Also on the back, you can wash it if it gets stuff on it, and then it literally re-sticks after it dries.
Hmm.
So I'll throw my labels on these, and then
Then
throw
you
them on
usually
the page
write
so I
notes
can
on
write
it on
notes.
the yeah.
So I use wet erase markers,
Mhm.
and then you have to spray it to wipe off your notes so you don't just accidentally scuff your notes off. But most of the notes I need are on the tag, and then I might put like the name of the male that I'm going to pair to this female or whatever on here. But if one of them's not doing too good, I might weigh it and put a note that says weigh it. Within a week, when I walk by that bright red note, I'll look and say, "What does that say?" And then I'll be like, "Oh, that's right." Two of them have a note that says you need to hand feed this one every other day or whatever.
Now,
So
question. You see how you're saying that you usually write that on the dry erase board? Do you do
yeah,
that on Husbandry Pro as well? Like, would you like transfer that over there, or you just leave it on the actual dry erase because it's probably easier to see?
yeah, some things like
Check my board.
so with that's a whole other thing here. So like let's say same animal, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna have to go on here and turn off that albino that I checked. I already did. Okay, cool. So with this animal here, like previous page, right here, the lightning bolt is where you have activities, and you can do custom activities. So like here, look, if I put an animal, if I supplement it or medicate it, I created a medication tab, supplement, sick
Yeah,
bay,
down
hand
here.
feed. See that?
Yeah.
So I did those myself. Other activities, notes. Like here's one for visual lock of observed. Some people put the animal in, the male in with the female or two, and they leave them overnight. I set them in there and I watch them because I don't want them to
Yeah.
fight.
Hmm.
So
You.
if they lock, I come and select visual lock observed.
Yeah.
That's just me talking to myself. Like I literally, if I see that there, I know that I saw them lock up. Because
Yeah.
later on, after you've done 30 pairings, it's like, did they lock? Why is she not dropping eggs?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
use the blue tape, and every time they lock, I just put a
you
tally on it.
Now I
but
have a
then
question
next
about that.
year,
My bad. I don't
so
want to cut you off.
yeah, go for it.
So now you see how you added that visual lock tab.
Yeah,
So does that transfer over to the breeding aspect, or because you know how like when you go to the breeding, like if you go to the breeding part, you can actually like put like paired or whatever. If
yeah,
you mark it
Yeah,
here, will it transfer over into the other
yeah.
part?
because I use the
So
paired part too. Yeah.
you see when you click it, because
Yeah.
the way that I built it, it automatically is offering me a female here that's allowing me to change with this drop down. See that? He's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
baby, so like I couldn't pair him, so it just selected the top one. But let's say I wanted to select her, and then I would select which breeding plan because you create those ahead of time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the date, and then here I could just you don't even have to because visual locked observed is all I need.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, let's say I did this right here, visual, I'll select that breeding plan and then I'll hit submit. So if I go look at him as an animal and then I peek at his activities, visual lock observed, November
Mhm.
24th. See that? And then if you hit edit, you can see right here who he locked with.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna add that into it, to be honest.
So yeah, I'm gonna delete this real quick because that's
Yeah, yeah, that
false.
didn't happen.
Yeah, excuse me. And then that one I believe is in utilities. Let me double check. Now, animal transfer is custom genetics is in utilities. Um, yeah. Hey, Reese, I know you got to sign off soon, man. Did you have anything you wanted to throw in before you get out of here?
Oh no, man! I was just observing and learning. So aside from
Cool.
the tag, so
Table settings. So it'd be activity settings right here, and then you can also change the order of them by changing this number here. You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
turn
yeah.
a bunch of them off. You can see here at the bottom is where my custom ones came in. You can edit them, and you also can number them just like they're up here, and then they'll go in the order you tell them to go in. So visual lock observed is mine, hand fed, sick bay, little things like that. So that's in settings,
yeah, you have a
activity
lot.
settings,
Yes.
Okay.
right here at the bottom. You just hit the plus sign right there, bud. Custom activity. This whole thing, like if you're going to medicate, this is new. So if you remember, medication is up here,
Hmm.
but they created this. You can actually select, hit a plus sign. I haven't messed with it yet. Group activity. Like these weren't here when I first did this. It was just custom activity. So
Okay.
like technically I could turn this off and just
Use that one.
fill that out for different
Yeah.
medications. But yeah, and then you have your scanner activities, your profile settings, menu settings, which they don't really you don't really do much there anymore. Your bottom bar is important, especially for your phone. But this app is really cool and extremely customizable. So um, another thing that it does when you go into an animal, if you were to open it up and let's say you hit the edit button and you list it for sale right here, right?
Hmm.
Animals for sale, price, we'll do $200. That's it for now. Come down, hit save. You have a store, and if I'm smart, I saved a because I've never been able to figure out how to get to my store
Uh-huh.
from here, but it has a URL.
Yeah, you can
So
just click it.
Wait, isn't it down low where it says public market? No?
could
Can you
be,
show this
but
to
I
me?
tried. Let's see, public
Let me back up.
market, new, yeah. So there's all the different stores, not mine.
Oh wow,
And let me see if yeah,
I
you can come on
explored
here
that
and
yet.
see different stores. You can also see different categories, similar to Morph Market,
North Market, yeah.
but I don't see my store. So I guess I could do a search and grab my store that way. But stores is right here.
Yeah,
View
search your store
all,
so we see if you can find it.
search. Oops, fat fingers,
Yeah, I got that problem.
wild card geckos, which I thought I changed that, but okay. Visit store, and that same one that I just listed. If we find my, there it is right there. So anything I have listed, you can find right here in my store. So as
Now,
long
when
as
you
it's
list things here on this store, does it automatically update on Morph Market? Because I heard they're
no,
interconnected.
they are, but it doesn't. It doesn't do that.
Well, that sucks.
This is real easy to do, but it's not as user friendly as Morph Market. Um, and then Morph Market's husbandry is not as user friendly as
Yeah, I
this
hate
one.
it.
So
Oh, you've used it?
I've
I've tried
tried.
it.
Yeah, I that's why I still pay for two subscriptions,
Yeah, yeah. I just
and
paid today. I
why
got the mail.
I'm funding a project with a guy to hopefully build one. Like we're in the middle of working on it now, but it's going to take a long time. So, and but anyway, there's that guy right there. I'm going to
Nice.
go back and take him back off of here. But yeah, that's how you can find your store. You can just search it out.
Now, do you think anybody's like actually buying from the Husbandry Pro like market or?
I've never sold anything. I even have this URL up here on my link tree. I've
Mhm.
never sold anything from here. I've never been hit
I
up
don't even
here.
know
Nothing.
about it, to be honest.
Yeah. So coming back here, I just got to reset that guy so I don't. I don't know if he's for sale or not. So turn that back off. But yeah, that's basically how you do that one.
All right, all right. So we're wrapping it up on that quick tutorial.
I
Quick
think
tutorial.
so, man.
Yeah, we can call
Well,
it
you
there.
got anything else for now, Angel?
Nah, I don't really have any other questions. I
Nah,
do think
Angel's
that
ready to go
I
home
think,
and get to
huh?
playing with it. He's about to go play
Yeah,
with it.
I already have the tab open. I'm already adding stuff right now.
Yeah,
This is definitely a tool that everybody should be using though. Like I know a lot of guys like try to say like I like the old school way, the notebook, but like
Yeah.
the notebook is trash. Like this is all right
Eh,
there.
You know,
nah,
what's
but
that saying? My mom used to hide all of her money under the mattress until the house burned down. So, if the internet's not going to burn down. So,
it could shut down. So
Yeah, but
yeah, but I feel you.
I think it's definitely more useful though. Like
Nah,
it's just more accurate. I feel like.
it's also not that expensive, man. Let's
No,
go
it's not.
check and see the pricing. I don't even remember, honestly.
I think I pay $18 to $20 a month, and that's
Yeah.
for the beginner hobbyist or something like that.
And I do the year so that it's less expensive, even. I just can't find it. Wherever the hell it is, huh? Do you remember where it's at on here, Angel?
About to check right now.
All right.
Um, where the
Uh,
hell?
Maybe under support? Nah.
I'm tripping. I have two laptops. I could have been on both.
I mean, you can open up a tab. That's what I'm doing. You guys can still see me,
I,
right?
I don't. I don't like doing that because it takes away focus
'Cause you're
of what.
old.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. Yeah, I can't
But
find it.
Yeah, I'm not really running into it. But somewhere in here, you can literally look up the different plans.
yeah,
Subscription settings right here under settings.
Oh wow.
So I'm going to click on it. Like I got the 149 a year that adds up to 500 animals that can be active. So if I got the 38 inactives, which are technically on the active,
Hmm.
those are those parents, and then 220, I'm at 260, so half. And
yeah.
then when
Right.
you sell, you do want to archive them. Make sure you have as many notes as you possibly can. Um, let's see. So what is that? 149 divided by 12. I pay $12.40 a month for 500 animals.
Nice.
Not that bad. Uh, there's my history. Let me see here. They have other plans. I just don't really want to click them. I don't want to accidentally change mine.
Yeah.
So, oh, I see commercial operation right here. It says it's unlimited. So it's 315. So
Damn, unlimited though for 350. Nah,
divided by
I would
12,
be a notebook at that point.
26. Yeah, $26 a month.
The notebook, right?
So
Getting the notebook, I got it right here.
you're almost paying this, Reese. 18. I'm paying
What?
12. You're paying. This is 26 a month. So
Nah, I'm paying like 18 a month.
18 a month. Yeah, I pay 12. Probably. Do you have 500 animals?
I think I have three.
300?
I'm not sure. It might be the 500. I haven't logged in a very long time. I told you.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't use it, bro. You gotta use it.
Nah,
You were going crazy on it at first, remember?
I
And
was,
then
and
you
then I
just
got
stopped.
overwhelmed and
Yeah.
haven't opened it back.
That's the thing too. I was talking to Jen about that. You can't get behind. If you get behind, you're gonna
You're
stop
done.
wanting
Yeah,
to
you're
do it.
done.
Nah, I haven't opened my laptop unless to stream with you guys. So I got to get back into it.
Yeah.
Last
You know
time
what?
I
One thing
got
I
You
don't
want
like.
to
animals from you to transfer it over. So I
you want
looked
to
at
see what my favorite setting is right before you go?
yeah,
All right. Have you noticed this up here?
no.
2025 breeder sheet.
Nah, I don't got that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. So that's a custom. It's a custom URL. Watch this. I made it, and then I'm literally able to stick it into my column here.
Whoa.
Click on it, and it opens up Sheets. This is
Yeah.
Google Sheets.
Yo,
See,
Joe, we're done after that one. That was
So I
wild, bro.
built
You ain't gonna
this so
lie.
that I could track outside in case this ever goes away. Other people have literally launched stuff that we've all used, and it's just disappeared overnight because
Yeah.
they didn't feel like it anymore or whatever. I don't know what happened, but
yeah.
it literally you could let it launch Morph Market if you want to put it on. You do a custom URL, and then you literally just drag it up to the top, and if you click on it, it opens up this Google
Oh,
sheet
that's
here.
pretty cool.
Okay.
You could put any URL, customize the name on it. That's like my favorite thing. I couldn't believe that. I was like, so I can access my sheet from Husbandry. I can access my Morph Market from Husbandry. It'll just shoot you right over if you're on the computer. It also works on the phone.
Yeah, they need to hire you, bro. I
For
met
real.
one of the reps in Daytona, and I didn't want to talk to him. He was just so boring to talk to. It was very hard to hold a conversation.
Bro,
So I was just like, appreciate it,
they
man.
were
Gotta go. I was like, my friend, buddy, my buddy Joe teaches me. I'll just learn from him later, man. Have a good time.
if they were going to hire me, they're not going to now. That you just
Yeah,
said.
you ruined it. You ruined it.
Oh man, thanks, man. He was kidding. You guys are great.
No, they're great. They're awesome.
You
The
haven't got
software
on
is
in like
really
2
good,
months.
man. I use Table View. They have like all their views that are out now, and
No, yeah, I
pick
like
color.
how you can custom the way you can look at it
Yeah,
too.
I,
there's
I like table view though. The other ones are a
some
little
stuff you
tacky.
can't see like that, but like that's okay. You could always go back to it anytime. This is really cool.
I think that's the one that I use.
Yeah, and then you have your. That's
Or
the one I was using, and then you have your
I
grid view.
think it's Grid View. That's the one I
That's
use.
cool.
That's the one I use. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that right there. Look, you can see your animals better.
yeah.
Look at that. I got some good shit, man.
And then if you hover over the photo, you can click all the details
Yo,
and
go a
stuff.
little slow. Go a little slow.
I don't want it. I'm doing this on
Joe knows
purpose,
what
bro.
he's doing. Yeah, Joe knows what he's doing right now. He's like, hold on now.
You gotta look real closely.
See, look.
Like, pay attention to
See?
the backgrounds, Angel.
See?
Pay attention to the
I
backgrounds.
saw Gabe's hand. I
I see
bro.
Gabe's hand a couple times. I see Brett's sidewall.
Wow.
Trying to focus. One more.
I'm like,
Almost
yep.
done.
This one right here, I took a picture of her today. If I priced her high, if she doesn't sell, I'm gonna hold her back and breed her. I kind of don't want her to leave. So, but man, that's natural light.
There's something about that natural light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes it
look at
look
that
so
green.
nice.
Like she's coming out better than I could have imagined. So, yeah, there's that.
Outdoor pics are the best.
That's a baby picture. Not as good.
That's
Better.
right, isn't it?
I also like the day they're born. I take this pic. I
Yeah.
always take this pic.
Mhm.
Yeah. I do the same.
If you ever want to know if you have a snow and you need somebody else's help, whatever, white and yellow, whatever it is,
Yeah.
baby pics are very important.
Mhm. Yeah, I usually do that too. The first picture on all of the geckos that I hatch is
Yeah, because I noticed you can only keep like 5 to 6 photos per animal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like trying to upload like one a week, and after that I was like, no, a baby
Nah, yeah, you
photo,
can't.
a 6-month photo, and a year photo, and then that's pretty much it.
Does it give you more like
Yeah.
more space to add pictures with a higher subscription or
I'm reading it now. I actually was thinking that's a good one to know, huh?
I think so?
Yeah. If I'm paying
It doesn't say it
$300
does.
a month, they better.
Nah.
Or $300 a year.
So I know mine does 5 photos. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Last
So
4 digits is 3865. All right. That's what- Link the card.
yeah. I mean, you could add your own animal types. Like they don't have African fat tails on here, but you could do it. You just have to get in and get it done.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Another one would be custom genetics. That's one of my favorite tabs. So I started adding like Afghanicus. You got your Aftermath, Agri Menu, Bengal Project.
So
Black
when
Blood.
you
These
put
are
that
not
there,
real. Huh?
when you put that there, does that make the drop down when you go into the descriptor? And
Correct.
Okay, because I've noticed some I put it in there and they're not dropping. So I'm like, and then I just make sure to type it in the description to make sure it's there. So I didn't know you had to customly add something that's not there.
Yeah, so it's under utilities,
Yeah.
custom genetics. Now you can't add them from this page. You have to actually add them in the moment from the animal.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
No, I know
it's
that.
like
But I'm
for
saying it's
example, like
registered
we
in
all
here. So
know,
when you go to do it, it'll pull it from here.
you know Nick Puppo, right? You don't know Nick? He's from Florida.
Nah.
Lecco My Gecko.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
yeah,
know that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he's got the OG Tang, and he's had that line bred for a long time. Those are his tangerines. They're not
I was about to say, I
anybody
just saw
else's.
him in Daytona.
So
Yeah.
like you have to add stuff like that. OG Tang right there, because if you own one, there's no way to add it if you don't do custom
Mhm.
genetics. So, and
Just like
I
Bengal and
understand that that's a line bred
Monarch.
morph, but it's still there now, and I can now
Yeah.
have it in there. So if you look here, I have one of his. I think. Let me see here.
Yeah, right there. OG Tank.
Yeah. So when you look at her and then you hit edit, right here is the drop down OG Tang. Now she has nothing else, but right there, Reese, that plus sign,
Yeah.
that's where you would add. See how those are there, and you could delete them too. But then also, like when you add like OG Tang wherever it's at, it's line or other, and then you
Mhm.
also can do incomplete dominant, recessive, polygenic, or dominant.
That was another issue because like putting in even like on Morph Market, if you type in red diamond, nothing comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
gotcha. Like
so
yeah, so you can, similarly, OG Tang's not going to pop up. Other stuff's not going to pop up. When you look here at the like Sassobet clown, so I put that on there because it's
yeah,
basically telling me that it's his line. You know,
Mhm.
I have an animal directly from that baby, so I want to know that this isn't something that's ever been crossed to Inferno or anything else. It's not, it's still not what I would call it pure clown. There's no such thing as a pure clown, but
Mhm.
um, it's as close as you're going to get, right? Some
yeah,
people have original clown animals, but calling a project pure is your prerogative, I guess. But
yeah.
it's a it's an ongoing project, right? There never was a clown pure animal. So, but yeah, that's how I do that. You guys got anything else?
Nah. I think I'm good for the most part.
All right. Well, if you need anything else, let me know. I'm happy to get on here or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
I like doing these. We're gonna try to add a bunch of these all the time, and they'll drop on Wednesdays. So
Yep.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Reese,
No
for
problem.
getting on here. And
Bro.
that is
Oh, actually,
real
wait,
shit.
wait,
He's trying
wait.
to act like he's not,
Since,
but
since this is going up,
he
right?
he
I don't know when
is.
this is going up, but I'm about to stop shipping real soon. So for the next couple people that end up buying geckos from me, I should have maybe like 3 or 4 posted. I'll send you a sweater or a shirt. So
Okay.
that's the little
Now
package that I'm
it's
right now.
November 24. What? When are you gonna pick up shipping again?
Oh, I don't even know because over here it gets really cold.
Yeah,
So
do
Okay.
get cold there.
I don't know.
Sometime early next year.
Yeah, yeah, I would say maybe like April. Nah, not even. Maybe
April.
like
Probably
I
like
don't even
February,
know.
Marchish.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys.
Early spring.
See you guys.
All right, man.